Nancy is with us from Washington. Nancy, Donald Trump leveled some new attacks against President Obama today. Let's play a clip of that.
He doesn't get it, or he gets it better than anybody understands. It's one or the other, and either one is unacceptable. We're led by a man that is a
Right.
We're led by a man that either is not tough, not smart, or he's got something else in mind. And the something else in mind, people can't believe it.
And Donald Trump is doubling down on those attacks. Here's what he told Bill O'Reilly.
You implied there may be a sinister reason for him not engaging ISIS more aggressively. You want to define that further?
I can't define it. I mean, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows why he doesn't have more anger, why he doesn't have more competitive zeal. He's a competitive person. Why doesn't he have more competitive zeal to knock them out, Bill? I mean, look at what's going on. Look at what's happening.
Nancy, what do you hear in these new attacks?
What you hear Donald Trump saying between the lines is that there must be some reason that the president doesn't want to take on ISIS more aggressively. The White House, by the way, would argue that the president is taking on ISIS aggressively. And what the White House press secretary said today is that they've actually made gains in recent months and that all you need to do is look at the terrorists who have been killed on this president's watch to know that he takes terrorism very seriously. But what Donald Trump is implying is that perhaps the president has some secret sympathy for the terrorists. And this is the man, after all, who for years argued that the president was most likely a secret Muslim who was not born in this country. So he's not connecting the dots so far, Elaine, and the multiple comments he's made today, even though various journalists have tried to get him to explain exactly what he means by that, but the meaning is pretty plain.
Trump also is barring the Washington Post from his campaign events. He wrote on Facebook, quote, based on the incredibly inaccurate coverage and reporting of the record-setting Trump campaign, we are hereby revoking the press credentials of the phony and dishonest Washington Post. Nancy, what do you make of that?
Well, the Washington Post is in good company because BuzzFeed and Politico and Huffington Post and many other outlets have either at times or continuously been banned from Trump events as well. What he was angry about in this particular situation was a headline in a web piece that was posted today that said that Donald Trump believes that President Obama is connected to the Orlando shooting. That headline was later tweaked to say something along the lines of Trump sees connection between Obama's policies and the Orlando shooting, but not before Trump had called him out on Twitter and argued that this is just more proof of the media's dishonesty. And so the Washington Post has put out its own statement saying that this is a blocking of the First Amendment and the freedom of the press, but it's just sort of the latest chapter in the ongoing war between the Trump campaign and what it sees as unfair coverage and which the media sees as just doing its job.
All right, yes, and Washington Post executive editor Martin Barron responded Monday saying Donald Trump's decision to revoke the Washington Post's press credentials is nothing less than a repudiation of the role of a free and independent press. The Post will continue to cover Donald Trump as it has all along, honorably, honestly, accurately, energetically, and unflinchingly. Nancy Cordes for us. Nancy, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Elaine.